Or did you want to do the intro or you want me to do it?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, you want to do it?
Oh, no. Just
Yeah, you do it.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
I'm
you
good.
do it. Well, you don't have a microphone on though.
Oh, no, I'm good. I was just wondering about sight lines. Like, where are we looking? Should I be looking up there? Or
Would you like to? At the lens is usually the best place. If you want
We're
to
not very professional, as you can tell.
If you
It's
just
not
stare at
like
the lens,
this
you'll look
is a
at
job.
it's usually better to look at who's talking,
Okay.
but just not all the way.
Yeah, awesome.
Like, I'll demonstrate.
Welcome to Mentoring Marissa. Here we are with the lovely Lee Rubin and the lovely Daniel Norton. He's a good student of mine. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a student of Daniel.
Right, so continuing our process here of making portraits, as Marissa's an aspiring portrait photographer. Should we say aspiring? We'll say aspiring right now. We're going to do something, one of my favorite lighting setups, and it's super cheap because we're going to use umbrellas, although not as cheap as no lights, which we've done before. I mean, no modifiers like we've done before. But this one's really great, especially for beauty and women, because you create that nice butterfly effect like we use a lot without having to invest in like a beauty dish or whatever. It's not exactly the same, but it works really nicely. So we're going to use Marissa's gear, we're going to set it up, and then we'll come back and see what they look like. Okay, so we have the basic setup in place. Effectively, we have two lights here, right, with umbrellas. And you noticed something about these umbrellas. What did you notice?
Yeah, okay, so Daniel brought out two shoot-through umbrellas, but then he pointed the lights away from the model.
Weird. So the reason for that is because when you're in a space, especially if the space is not, if this was like a green room, this wouldn't work. But in a white space or a space that's neutral, this light's going to come through the umbrellas and kind of fill the space with light, basically giving you a fill light for free. It's going to fill itself. It's going to be less directional and more gentle. That's why we don't need a kick-up board or anything like that.
What if you had like a completely black room or like a room covered in duvetine? Would it still work? Okay,
so if you had that, it's not going to hurt, but you'd probably need a reflector underneath. This is going to give us a little extra light. So it's in almost every case, this works perfectly fine because the light in the room is going to be cleaned up by the just bouncing around. So now, what's important here is I kind of put it at this, just lights at the chin level, slightly up and tilted. That's a kind of a gentle slope that gives flat light on the face. The real trick to this is the angle of the lights. The more extreme you make the angle, the more shadow and kind of beauty look you'll get. The flatter you make it, the more flat and gentle for, like, say, somebody who doesn't have great skin tone or whatever, like wrinkles or that kind of thing. So this is the neutral spot. So it's good for pretty much everybody.
Great. So like 45 degrees?
Yeah, slightly less, but we can play around. Let's start here. Let's do a shot. We already have one up on the screen, obviously. But and also the background light is set at what, quarter power?
Yes.
For that, the background light's in manual. The front are in TTL. So let's take a shot and see what we get. Okay. Okay, so before we get too far, this is a smidge on the bright side, I think. I actually like stuff to be a bit bright.
Her skin looks like glowing.
But yeah, exactly. What we want to do, if you think things are bright, just put your little hand over the skin tone, and then look over here at the histogram. For a kind of average Caucasian type person, they should be somewhere around here, like kind of between the middle and the side. Like skin tone should be somewhere around here. See where that green bump is? Mm-hmm. So it's a little brighter than I probably would keep it for a normal person's skin tone. Normal person. So you might want to go a little bit darker.
So you want to be about halfway between.
Yeah, see how we're moving it? Yeah, there's like this particular one does this one have it?
Did you move by adjusting exposure?
Yeah, see how this, I just moved the exposure slider. You see how this is over here? Mm-hmm. We want this to be, cut somewhere between there and here for the average person. We don't want it to be obviously way over here, right? Because that's the white. So again, we can see her. We know what her skin tone is. She's a little bit on the lighter side. You can always make some adjustments in post, but it's always good to be somewhere in the space. And because of her skin tone, the reds are going to matter, right? So I'm looking at the red one, and I'm kind of coming over to her cheeks, and we can see that they're over there by the 2. That's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Anywhere between 1 and 2 is usually good for a Caucasian person, I've found. But again, it depends on the person.
Is there any way to do that in camera, or does it have to be done in Capture One?
Oh, to see that?
It's TTL.
Yeah, I mean, it's giving you a pretty correct exposure. This is going to be more precise. If you didn't change anything, if you just went in camera like you weren't tethered, then you would be roughly a third of a stop above ideal, which you could obviously get into capture one and do just what I just did there and just move it down. It's not a big deal. But I like to get it as close as possible because you can see here that she has like little bits of freckles and stuff, which are really nice. We want to see that. So that's like 3/4 of a stop over.
So would you then, would you then adjust in camera?
That's what you do, right? So we go back to here, we go to our camera, we're in TTL now. We can do it any number of ways, but you can just go into TTL, go to both your TTL lights, so A and B, and turn them down. Just dial them down. You'll see minus, that's minus 0.3, that's a third, and then go down one more.
Oh wait, go down.
Yeah, 2/3, there you go. That should be good. And we'll do another test shot just to test it, right? And then we'll do it again. You could also lock it into manual at this point, but let's just see.
If I blinked again.
The exact same expression.
Oh, here, let me take a good one of her before we zoom in, because I felt so bad. Okay.
So this is really good, right? So
well, we did try.
Oh no!
That's going to be the
no matter
thumbnail.
what.
We now have a thumbnail, so we're good here. Right, so I think this is pretty good, right? And if you wanted to later on add, brighten her up or whatever, you could do that. But at least she's in that range where she looks the way she looks to me. You can mess with any other color stuff. We're just using it the way your lights come out. We've talked about color with Lucas and stuff. You could come in and like warm her up or something if you wanted to do that using the skin tone tool like we've done in the past, which is, I'll refer you to that other video. We'll probably cut this part here, but I'll just quickly show you again. Okay, so we were having some issues with our subject blinking. And as much as she loves to blink, we feel like that might not make the best portrait.
Her eyes are too beautiful.
Yeah, they don't want to be revealed in every shot. No, but some people are going to blink, and one of the reasons why people often blink with flash is because of TTL. TTL does what's called a pre-flash. It flashes quickly, and then it flashes again. Usually the first flash makes them blink, so by the time you do the good flash, their eyes are closed. So we switched to manual. And we switched to manual, we made some quick adjustments. There is a TCM mode in this that's supposed to allow you to keep your same settings. It's not perfect, but it worked, it's fine. So now we're here, and we're in manual, and we're going to now shoot some portraits. So, ta-da, have at it.
Ah!
There you go.
Okay. This is a good setup. All right, then. So should we take some
Yep, do it.
shots of Lee and direct?
Yes.
Okay.
Direct your subject into the most advantageous.
Okay,
advantageous.
Lee. What kinds of roles would you like to book more of? Okay. Well, it's going to be hard to take a bad photo of you, but let's try. We can get several looks. So, okay, more high school then. Okay. Okay, that's a good smile. I have to get that. Okay. Pretend, maybe, imagine that you have just created something that you're really proud of, and you're showing it to somebody, and you're really excited to see their reaction. Oh, that's kind of useful. Okay. Do you have a favorite food?
Sure.
Okay. Do you have a picture of it in your mind? Are you hungry right now at all?
Not really, but I can.
No.
Yeah, let's go. Absolutely.
Okay. Picture it in your mind. Like, taste it, imagine it. Now imagine that this camera is that food that you so desperately crave.
Really, that's the proper shape for it, too.
Pringles. Oh, Lee, look what I brought. Okay, I think we should get some depressed college. We got to get it because you're so joyful. We got to show people you have range. Let's kill the joy. Okay, imagine your Dan. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So give me a. Oh, that's really pretty. Maybe imagine that this camera thinks it knows something about you, but it's completely wrong. Take a really deep breath. Ooh. I love the confidence. Okay, maybe chin, like push your face more towards the camera. Chin out. Maybe try like tilting your head down and then, yeah, maybe a cheeky. Ooh, that's really good. Yes. You look very powerful. Okay. Now give me some movement. Like feel free to move and I will capture whatever you give to me.
Oh gosh, alright. Wake up.
It's okay. Sometimes, like, it helps me if I feel really stiff. Not that you're stiff at all, but it helps me to kind of like scrunch my face a lot and then let it go. For whatever reason, it loosens everything up, and it's kind of ridiculous. It's like, oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh my gosh. You are giving, yes. Okay, wow. I think we got some really good ones.
Marissa clearly comes from a time when she didn't have to pay for film.
But look at these photos! She's so pretty!
Yeah, very pretty.
Would you like to come see?
Yeah. Give it a second to catch up.
There you go.
That's super cute.
I know!
That's very young. Yeah, cute.
Better. Nope.
It's also really interesting seeing which photos other people like of themselves versus what I...
Right, photographers always like the pictures that other people don't like.
Yeah.
Right.
I know, I usually hate the ones that you choose with me.
Well, people have different reasons. And also you have to consider what the pictures are for, right? Like if somebody's in here looking for a picture for their acting, then that, certain images might work in some. That looks like it's out of focus. No, it just took a second to come in. The one thing I will say, which it is whatever, everybody is different, is that your right eye is smaller than your left eye.
Yeah.
So if you're going to favor one side, it's better that you probably look to the left.
Oh.
Because a closer eye will always look bigger. I mean, if you're dead on, it's fine because you have a really symmetrical face, so it looks good. So, but that's really the only thing you could do about that if you want. But I mean, that's what you look like. So
Is it
it's not a
that
bad
her
thing.
eyes smaller or just that one eyebrow's raised?
No, one eye is smaller. Everybody's like that.
Really?
It just happens to be more noticeable there.
Which one of your eyes is smaller?
Right, I think.
Which one of my eyes is smaller?
Left.
This one's smaller?
Well, definitely.
Ouch. Roasted. I honestly would never have noticed.
I mean, some people it's more pronounced than others, and a lot of times what a makeup artist will do is try to compensate with that with makeup. So it'll be less.
This is like for people that no.
All right, explain the technique that we're going to use here.
Okay, I'm not saying this is my technique. And I'm not saying I agree. I'm simply saying a good starting point for some people who are not actors and gorgeous models like Lee.
Right.
The technique that you tell them is to do, okay, so you do this.
All right, get ready.
All right, we're ready. Okay, so you do the chicken neck. Go stick your face forward to like define your jaw. So like you push your face toward the camera.
Yep. That's fine.
I can't say this is the same face. No. Well, actually, I think they did do it. Yeah, probably. But this is like the head to you. This,
I don't disagree with that.
and then you squint your eyes, or some people say you like smile real big and then drop your smile, and that looks the squint eyes. But like the smiles, but I think the better way is to like smile really like so. Put your face out, and then you smile, and then you drop your smile, and then you do like a soft smile.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I don't think I've seen this before. This is
Okay,
very,
so let's try it.
Let's
I'm
see.
curious if it'll work. Okay.
All right, here we go. So, okay.
I don't know if it works. This is what I heard, okay? I'm not an expert. I'm being mentored. If anything I do wrong, blame Daniel. He's my mentor.
Well,
okay?
hold on. Let me get this going here. We got to see this image come in as a fresh image into the screen. We're being held up here for very, very important.
I'm not claiming this unless it works, and then I'm definitely claiming it. It's the Marisa technique.
You know,
Okay.
you should claim it. Claim it.
I'm only if it works, I'm claiming it. Although I can't claim it. I think
I don't remember ever denying that this was a thing. I mean,
Okay.
it seems interesting.
Okay. So push your face forward.
Well, that's definitely a thing. Yes,
Yeah.
the chicken neck is definitely a thing.
Push your face forward, like towards the camera, and then smile real big. Okay, now let go of your smile, but keep it in your eyes.
Okay, that's not terrible.
See?
I didn't.
Well, you can't see it, but when it loads.
I see nothing. No, something happened. Are you disconnected?
What?
Would we
Oh,
have-
those are actually pretty good, I think.
Well, we'll never know.
Okay, the Marisa technique.
Was that it? No.
What? No.
Oh, I know why. Fear not. It's because we were
Oh,
searching
'cause
by
we're
the
selecting
number.
a three,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Yep. Although it still says 76, so I don't think they came in. Oh yeah, there they are with the gray background, of course.
Come on! Those look good!
Yeah.
Just like a darker background.
The
I didn't
Marisa
say that-
technique. Come on.
That looks pretty good.
Don't worry, Daniel. I can teach you.
I will tell you that I never said that wouldn't work. That's pretty cool. That's the opposite of how I do it, but that works.
That I would use for somebody that's not like an actor or model and is uncomfortable in front of the camera. Like if you
Yep.
need to pose, that's a good way to pose. That's actually a great headshot.
Marissa's teaching me this. I don't know if it's a great headshot.
Wait, you should try it. You should.
I like it.
Don't worry, kid. I'll show you the ropes.
If it works for you, no, I think it's pretty cool. You look like you got a secret. Where'd you learn that? Model?
I don't know. Somewhere online. I probably.
It's not
probably.
bad. You
Actually,
definitely
the
want to
eyes-
project your chin forward. That's very important because everybody usually
Yeah.
pulls back, especially when they smile. Yeah, that's not terrible. It's what I would normally do there to get a similar effect, except less.
Posing.
I said less kind of having a secret. Is I usually would say, and I've done this before. You close your eyes, you relax your whole face, and then you think of something pleasant. You open your eyes and you slowly come into a smile. So I do the opposite.
That's
and then you shoot
great.
a couple of them, and then you work your way up.
We should try that too. and
Yeah,
compare.
that's usually how I do it. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I wouldn't compare.
So close your eyes and think of something very pleasant
Yep, you got to relax your whole face, though.
and relax. Oh, relax your whole face
Yeah.
and think of something very pleasant.
Breathe out of your mouth.
Breathe out of your mouth. And then whenever you're ready, open your eyes, look at the camera, and slowly smile. Okay, you're right, those were better.
No, I
You're
don't think
right.
they're better. They're just like, you're a little slower.
That's the best one.
That's the shot.
You gotta give you gotta give the come on.
You gotta jig. That's the thing is, if you don't have another thing you need in your kid is a dancing Daniel.
Yeah, they both work pretty well. Both things seem to be pretty good.
No, but I see the difference. That's really interesting. So one is actually how you would pose somebody,
Yeah.
and one is somebody genuinely feeling.
Yeah.
It's interesting because it's the same expression, but one like this one has so much more life. in
The
it.
eyes are different. Yeah, because usually it's like how you did your food thing. That's what I would do.
Yeah,
there. I would
that's
say
really interesting.
picture the thing that you really want to see in front of you. I usually say something like the Jonas Brothers. And then you open it up, and then you got that's how you. That's how I
That's
do it.
really
So it's
cool.
opposite, but that's good. You start big, and because the potential here of the way I do it is that you might get a big smile.
Yeah.
Because most people don't ever really give a big smile because people don't like their smiles. Because like, oh, I don't want to smile, I look goofy. So, and we as photographers love the big smiles, but
I love
Marissa
that
fought
expression.
pictures with her teeth for years. She never wanted it. Now
true.
she's all teeth all the time.
Yes.
You got to become comfortable with your look, but both ways work.
Yay.
See, you're learning something from the kids. But the real question is, do you like the gray better, and do you want more shots?
I do like the gray. What do you think?
Gray better, yeah.
Okay.
I think it looks really good with her hair. Like I think it kind of softens the. Like I feel like the white just like it shines through every hole in your hair.
Exactly. The frizz gets highlighted.
I have the same problem. I did the same. Yeah. I mean, your hair is gorgeous. But yeah.
But because you have to also consider that you're looking at this thing bigger than you'll ever see it,
Right.
right? I mean, it's going to be.
I
When
do
you see it
see-
online, it's going to be, like that.
Yeah.
I do see your point about like if it's on a website and the website's white, that
Right.
makes it easier. But
Yeah.
I think for like printing a headshot or something, the gray or another color sometimes.
Yeah.
It's usually more standard.
No, I agree. I love the gray.
The gray, I think, also just really complements her
Yeah,
complexion.
it looks good with you. Yeah, I do not disagree. But white is tricky. Gray is easy. So
Yeah.
we do more complicated things. Do you want to look at these, or do you want to shoot more first?
We'll shoot some more, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna.
I like that expression tip is so good and it was so fascinating to see them side by side, like the emotionless one and then the same expression was really cool. Okay, yeah, I think I like that technique of like closing your eyes, thinking about if you want like a happy expression, thinking about something pleasant, or if you want like a depressed teenager, maybe thinking about something sad. And then whenever you're ready, like looking at the camera and kind of expressing that to the camera slowly, but with no pressure.
Ask that question again.
Oh,
Yeah.
So Daniel, if you were, would you direct the actor, model, client the same way for a sad photo? To like close their eyes, think of something, then look at the camera?
That is a good question, Marissa. This is the first time I'm hearing it. Yeah, I think the thing is that where you've posted me before, you want to take it beyond, right? Mm-hmm. Like don't start off where there's nothing, and then you're going to go through what is a great expression, and then beyond what would be. So if it was like if you're angry or sad or whatever, like really just take it to the extreme, not worrying about you have to lose that restraint, as a subject.
Yeah.
So if you're angry, you just you start off and you're just like. You really just go for it, and then somewhere in the middle you'll find that shot that's the one. Yeah.
So you want that? So we should direct them to go really intense.
Yep, from nothing to really intense, and that's when you shoot a bunch of pictures because you're shooting in the middle parts.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but you got to also see it as it's coming, and you got to time it.
So say she wanted a depressed teenager headshot. Mm-hmm. What would you tell her to think about when her eyes are closed? Would you give her a scenario, or would you just tell her?
That's a good question. Let's see. People that want to do depressed things usually know how to do it. But what I would generally say if I was trying to get that is I would say to think about a time when you were very much alone. Because that's, when you're depressed as a teenager, it's usually because you don't have any friends, or you feel like you don't have any friends, or nobody understands you. And most people have gone through that at some point in life. Not me, though. Everybody always understands me.
Okay, yeah.
She would give this look.
That's so sad. That got so real for a moment.
We're deep over here on Mentoring
Thinking about
Marissa.
like lonely teenager Marissa. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's tricky. The thing about headshots is that it really is about the subject more so than anything else. Because with portraits, you can usually use some kind of an environment, or you can throw special effects in there. If it's like a fashion shot, there's all this other stuff going on. But a headshot is just you're just naked there, like not physically, obviously, but like it's just them, right? So it's really about letting the actor do their thing in front of your camera and feeling comfortable that they can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, headshots are boring as far as lighting's concerned, but they're great as far as personal interaction.
Yeah. See, that's the thing I feel like you're very good at that I need to work on is like making people feel really comfortable. I think maybe people feel comfortable. I feel like people always laugh. I think I'm too goofy. Maybe I need to work on that. But these are quite good.
Yeah, I find like I would imagine this because we shoot a lot, but long periods of silence help.
You don't feel awkward in the silence?
It makes people feel very awkward. And which is funny because people will be like, oh, no, make the people feel comfortable. But if you're trying to get something that's uncomfortable, then being uncomfortable, I mean, sitting there in front of the camera waiting for that photographer to take your picture is uncomfortable. And if you want to bring that out, one way to do it is to just do that.
Well, that's very cool. Yeah. I feel like I've
there you
learned a
go.
lot.
Extra tip.
Free of charge.
Join up my Patreon and you'll get all kinds. You'll get Marissa's posing tips. The best way to pose people or get people to do stuff is to just watch them. You pick up natural cues in people and how they stand naturally, like you're doing that, right? Like, that's cool, right? and that's it. Like, that's something that you do. Like, that's why photographers are always like, do that. And then people are always like, what? Because people don't know what they're doing.
That's the thing.
They subconsciously do stuff. And the idea of the photographer is to look Unless you're like trying to catch people off guard, which some people do. But if you're trying to recreate a portrait, you're trying to catch something that they do naturally and then turn it back into a photo by bringing back the thing.
That is something that I find very difficult. Like we did that shoot a while ago where we had that dress that had like that cool rose pattern here, and there was like a very slim light on like one sliver of the dress, and I had to like pose in a very specific way. And I found it really challenging. I mean, we ended up doing it and the shots are good, but I found it challenging to pose naturally within such a rigid constraint.
Right. Which is why a lot of fashion type shots don't look natural, because they're literally the most unnatural thing you could do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a certain style of fashion anyways. So what have we learned today, Marisa?
Today I learned quite a bit, Daniel. For one, I learned this lighting setup, which is very interesting, where you have two shoot-through umbrellas facing away from the clients and bouncing around the room, basically creating a really beautiful flat light. I learned how to get a much more natural expression, which was very fascinating to me because, as you saw, we did the one version, it was the same expression, and then the other version that we got with Daniel's technique that looked so much better, even though it was the same expression. I learned how to I knew how to get a white background, but I now double know how to get a white background, which is hard to do, and a gray background.
That's right.
And and as again, I already knew this, but we all know Daniel is the master, and he has shown us once again.
Yes. And friendship is the true power.
And friendship is the the biggest secret to photography.
So I will put everybody's information in the description. You guys can follow them. Hit subscribe and ring the bell to get notifications. Like the video if you didn't like it already by the time you got to the end.
Did I introduce Lee Rubin, our gorgeous model? I maybe did
in the beginning.
but she deserves another introduction.
Yeah, it was really like this is Lee. I'm Marisa.
No, this is Lee.
Lee.
This is Lee.
This is Lee over here. Don't worry about that. I'm Marisa.
Roasted. The other secret to photography: roasting your friend.
Roasting is important. Okay, and that's it. So follow Lee, Marisa, myself, and we'll be back again soon. Tune in next Friday. What?
Thursday.
Thursday?
Thursday the 8th.
This is going to be...
I'll be there, and Robin will be there. Remember?
Yeah, this is going to come out in like December.
Oh, what?
Well, I got to edit it and everything.
Oh,
This is scheduled.
I forgot. This isn't a live stream.
That's okay. However, when you're watching this, go back and watch that because I'm just probably going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So, and we'll see you
It was
next time.
awesome. That live stream we did.
That live stream was
September 8th.
so good. We'll see you next time. That's fine. Good enough ending.
Oh my God.
The awkward closer ending always.